Hello and welcome to DC Figures and Collectibles. This is the second show of the year, and we've already got a lot to talk about, a lot of new stuff. I am Tyler G of Batman Figs on Instagram, as well as Batman TAS Figs on YouTube, and I am joined, as always, by my co-host, Scott P., where you can find at the.batfan on Instagram. Scott, how you doing?
Hello to everybody listening. Hello, Tyler. Yeah, I'm doing good, thanks, man. How are you?
I'm doing great, especially because I'm on that adrenaline high you get when you get those new figures.
Yes.
You almost get like antsy and shaky. So I'm excited to talk about that. I know you got some figures to talk about. First, we want to talk a little bit about some sponsors and things that help make this show possible. We want to thank Zavi. And if you go check out Zavi, they have this thing called a Z box that they send out monthly. And if you use code Batman Figs Z box on their site, you'll get the box for $10, and it's usually like $20, and you get a free statue. And if you cancel after that, you don't have to worry about continuing the subscription too. So get some exclusive stuff, and then you can also check out their clothing items there. They got some Star Wars gear that's available, and yeah, that's all for that. And then Scott, in terms of weekend themes,
yes,
you got to see a peek of last week's, but this, who is also a custom created by a guest that we had on named Kevin.
Yes, indeed.
This was our first look, The Preserver.
Yeah, The Preserver. From a great episode called The Main Man, Superman the Animated Series. And he returned in Batman Beyond as well. And yeah, fantastic character. Kevin's recreation of The Preserver is just fantastic. And he absolutely nailed the job on The Preserver.
And that starfish on the left is also an accessory he made.
It is indeed, yeah. Starro is really, really cool. Interesting character who has a couple of different stories around him in Batman Beyond.
Yeah, and you would know because you are the expert of... You're more of an expert on extended DCAU than me. I'm lost in some things. But in terms of action figures, because you are an action figure collector, and you have action figures of all toy lines. And this is a custom, and customs tend to... They're a mixed bag of sorts when it comes to customs. So give us your review of this custom by Kevin, and what you think in terms of
it's
quality.
Fantastic. And I would love to get it out of the cabinet right now, but it's surrounded by about 10 Justice League things that are the most fragile things you've ever seen. But you can check out our previous episode to see a close-up of the Preserver. It's a fantastic figure, and the accuracy to the character is just fantastic. And he's got articulation in his arms. He can twist and bend the shoulders. Fantastic character. And yeah, the big egghead looks fantastic. Yeah, he's such a cool character. And like I say, it's from one of my favourite Superman animated episodes. So
beautiful.
Love it.
That 2-pack's going for $150. No big deal.
It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Now, talk about crazy. A crazy storyline is involved where Batman is the Green Lantern, and this figure is rarely shown, but it's a blessing to all of us that you have this, and also any of the rare figures, because we get to see some shots that we'll probably never get to take ourselves.
Yeah, this picture I was just a last-minute cobbled together thing. I'm not gonna lie, it was just two figures I wanted to take a picture of. So just put them together. I had no idea what to do for that picture. So, yeah, I just whacked those two together just because they're cool figures and had to go at a picture.
I think it's refreshing to see not only figures you don't see a lot, but I really like the different colors used here and the green against the blue. That's awesome looking. And that's just a
really nice star.
Like yelling at her.
I think it paid like £6 for that Stargirl. It was one I found on Amazon, good price. So. Yeah,
she has a good look to her.
Yeah, she looks pretty good, to be fair. Yeah,
nice and slender.
Yeah.
This feels nice to look at. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Okay, so it's inspired by the Justice League episode, The Terror Beyond. Now, it's not, although we did an outer space theme, this probably is not by definition outer space, but it's sort of a different dimension. So I thought I'd just have a go of it. And yeah, I love this episode. It's brilliant. It's just a shame I haven't got a Grundy figure to go with that shot. Wish I had a Grundy. But wanted to show off the new articulation that I've actually got on Aquaman, thanks to Kevin again of Reiki Customs. And he very kindly brought me another Aquaman because obviously we talked about before on the show that how Aquaman's got 2 left feet on the one I used to have, but now he has a left and right foot, which is fantastic.
And you talked about how fragile they are. What's funny is I recently just bust them out to him and my JL Batman. The hook broke off of him like no problem, and the left leg of my JL Batman broke. So I'm gonna have to get refreshers.
Yeah, thankfully they'll be re-releasing them, which is
Now,
fantastic news.
this was a big boy. This was a lot of likes for this one, a lot of response. And not only is it beautifully done, but I just like the symmetry of the shot. I like how everything's drawn into the center and the way they're lined up. And you're, of course, showcasing the new figure that we've seen in previous episodes. So tell us a little bit about this and what you think of the response.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, that I was a little bit surprised by this because I don't think much of the picture, to be honest. It's just a sort of shameless portrait picture of just some figures that I actually really think are quite cool. I mean, the Supergirl figure is one of my favourite Supergirl figures that exists, and I recently got Flash, and again Kevin helped me get the Kingdom Come Superman with a bit of customizing that he did on the hair, which looks brilliant.
That's the best part.
Yeah, it looks really cool, doesn't it? He's done a great job on that. Arrow I'd had for a while. I've just never really had any characters to build a picture around it, but now I have. So I'm blown away by the response. And thanks to people for the support on that one. It means a lot. And I love that monitor figure. It's not the only picture I've got ready, sort of loaded that monitor. It looks so cool, and it fits into loads of different types of figures as well. It looks good with the live action stuff, and it looks good with the animated as well.
Is the Supergirl from the DC Collectibles?
It is, yeah. DC Collectibles figures.
That's one of the better looking versions of her.
Yeah, all of the ones there are DC Collectibles, apart from the McFarlane Multiverse Kingdom Come Superman, which is one of the rare highlights of the Multiverse wave.
And I can understand why people like it. Just look, I like the line work.
Yeah,
just brings in the gaze.
It looks really nice, doesn't it? I mean,
this is beautiful. It's a little touch that you subliminally don't even notice until you point it out.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
looks
that really
brings
out a lot.
I had to do a lot of research to get that background as well. It's Star Labs background from the Arrowverse.
Oh, man, it blends in seamlessly, especially when you look around down here. Like that looks like he's really standing on a floor.
Yeah, I mean that's something I've seen a lot of people on Instagram where they don't quite blend the floor properly. So that's what I really try to focus on with that one in particular. But most pictures that I do, I want to make sure the floor is blended properly, because you're looking at like a upwards trajectory and you see the floor going down behind it, so it doesn't look quite right. So very particular on things like that. I would like to try and keep it as accurate as possible.
Yeah, and is this the new record for your legs?
I genuinely I've honestly no idea. It might be, to be honest. Yeah, it probably is. I was blown away by that. It's really kind. Yeah,
I know people are hyped. The conclusion is coming soon.
Yeah, looking forward to seeing that. Very much so.
And now you are the master of these, and you're the only one I know that can take these kind of figures and make them look just that vibrant and brilliant. Because that's not an easy task.
This picture was the most fun I had setting up for this weekend theme. I love bringing out the old Mattel DC AU figures. They're amazing. They really are. They've got so many cool characters. Like how often are we ever going to get a Mongol, a Despero, Brainiac, and all in the same wave? It's just fantastic, and the sort of DC collectibles should be doing right now. Oh,
his helmet looks so intricate for a 5 POA figure.
It's crazy, man. Yeah, and big thanks to Ricky Wingding for helping us get that figure. Fantastic.
Oh yeah, figure. I remember.
Yeah,
he sent those messages.
Yeah, he's a super cool figure, and I think the Brainiac's my favorite out of all those, though.
And this is another ups to Kevin, and it's just a group shot of the complete GameStop exclusive set, if I'm not mistaken.
It is.
Minus Mike in costume.
Yeah, I ditched the Batman cowl for Mikey now in favour of the actual proper Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle Mikey. Yeah, really, really cool set of figures. It's honestly just so amazing. That Batman and Robin are just fantastic, and the Turtles look great as well. I've seen a lot of people criticising the Turtles. I don't know why. I think they look great.
They are great.
Some of the NECA ones, the actual movie NECA ones look great. Some of the NECA comic ones look shocking. So I think the DC Collectibles did a great job on them.
No doubt, and this is one of the first times, if not the only time, I've seen a complete shot like this. So this was something I really enjoyed. And the fact that you even worked in the accessories like this, and you got all the little serums. This is my favorite of all time.
I love the serums. I'm ashamed of that mug though being in there. I should have taken the mug out after what they did to the mug. Anybody who knows what we're talking about will agree, I think.
Yes. And then there's a few more I want to talk about.
Terrible behavior.
This, of course, is always beautiful. And no one does Arkham video game shots like you. That's for certain.
Thank you. I've been playing Asylum this week. Started playing on City now. Loving it. Really, I'm completed Origins around Christmas time, and Asylum was just so good playing through it. It's just freaking amazing. And Arkham City is just the ultimate story, the ultimate Batman story.
This is a recent get.
Yes.
We'd love to know your thoughts on this.
Yeah,
tell us where you got it.
It's a great figure. So I got it off eBay from China, and it is the Bullethead Heath Ledger Joker figure.
Oh, it looks that looks way nice.
Yeah, really nice.
The detail.
Love the detail there. I love the detail of the coat. The coat looks great. You can take the coat off him as well, and he's got see underneath, he's got the green waistcoat on, the long sleeve.
A little chain.
Shirt. Looks fantastic. Yeah, the chain as well. On this side, if I can get a decent view, there we go. Okay, he's got the cool chain on the side. He's got a really nice shotgun that he comes with as well, which I like to display him with.
That actually is great. That's some accessory that no company has made him with either. That shotgun. Yeah,
he just looks so cool with the shotgun. The way he holds it in the figure pose is fantastic. It's what I wanted to do with that picture as well. He looks great. He's got great articulation. Head looks good. Arms can bend, double jointed, which is fantastic.
Does he feel sturdy? Not
honestly,
cheap?
he does, and that was the surprising part. So recently got the V-Toys XE suit, Batman from
nice.
Origins, and he is super, super fragile. But this guy is pretty solid. I'd say for a relatively new company to Bullethead, they've done a fantastic job. It looks great, and fits in with that Mafex 3.0 very nicely.
That's important to know for people that are looking to pair him up. Now, are you able to take off his coat and he has full costume underneath?
I am, yes. I will take off.
Oh, that's even better. So you don't have to do like the Mafex and buy 3 different.
Exactly. Yeah. Exactly. That's the annoying thing with Mafex. Like they do brilliant accessories. Right? I find it hard to criticize Mafex because they're just so cool. Considering the articulation they pack into it, the figures look super accurate. Especially their Dark Knight figures. I feel like they pay special attention to those.
That Bane is still one of my favorites from them.
Yeah, Bane's fantastic. I really want to get the Scarecrow at some point. He looks super cool. But here we go. So you can take off the coat, and there he is without.
Oh, they did not skimp out.
Yeah, it looks really good, doesn't it?
That's how you do it if you're a new company. That is beautiful.
Yeah, waistcoat looks fantastic, and a lot of sometimes you see the clothes on figures then look dead bulky for new companies, but it looks pretty good. You can see it's quite nicely streamlined. It looks fantastic.
Yeah, he doesn't look out of proportion. He doesn't look too puffy.
Yeah, I love that they changed the colour on the back as well. It looks good. It changes from the green. But like I say, you can get fantastic articulation out of the joints and stuff on the arms, which is fantastic. So, yeah,
my really nice figure. Trembling. My wallet's trembling at the sight and thought of your pictures.
It's really nice, definitely. I paid $75 for him, which is about, it's a bit cheaper than
a Mafex.
Yeah, it's cheaper than a Mafex and about 10.
You didn't have to wait.
Maybe not the same price, a bit cheaper than a Mezco. And he arrived ridiculously fast from China, so yeah, fantastic figure.
No year wait.
Definitely a good 8 out of 10, I'd say, for that one. Really enjoyed it.
Now, this is just a beautiful photo because I absolutely love this figure. It's a great figure. You photograph it superbly.
Yeah,
so you gotta show this one.
Adore that scarecrow. Yeah, he's a fantastic figure.
This is the first picture of this week's weekend theme, which I'm a big fan of.
Yes, the Kevin Conroy theme this weekend that we're going to be doing, me and Lewis. So
yes,
a lot of animated,
strong. Look at that beautiful building.
A lot of Arkham.
No one else has that setup. Look how nice that is.
Yeah, it's cool cool setup because of the Mattel accessories, and I use I use one of the wires the figures come with. I can't remember which figure exactly. I think it was an old DC Collectibles figure it came with. And use the black wire, push through the cable, the silver cable, plugs the Robin grapple gun thing onto the end of it because it managed to fit in it, and then put the other bit in the grapple gun. It sits quite nice and poses quite nice.
You were doing what McFarlane's trying way before them.
Yes, which we'll definitely be talking about later.
Yes, it was today and this whole week in general has been a very fun collecting week. I think the year's starting off good. We actually have new figures to talk about, first of all.
I'm not going to lie, I've got about 10 figures here to talk about as well.
Yes, so let's hear what your new gets are first. You already did all your week and stuff.
Yes, well,
and I don't really have much to talk about. Batman stuff's done.
I disagree. I feel like we've got a lot to talk about here.
Okay.
In fact, we'll talk about these before we go into new figures here. I want to talk about some of the poster work, especially that you've been doing, which is fantastic. I mean, that is one hell of a beautiful piece of work there.
I struggled with whether or not I should have used the Nightwing and swapped heads out and all that, but now I'm just gonna go Robin.
Yeah, I like that decision. He's a fantastic figure, that Robin, and really, really enjoyed this poster, especially the Mr. Freeze element of it. It looks great.
That was the hardest part, trying to get his eyes the right lighting, so there was no shade where the red is. You know how that is.
Yes, definitely.
That's the worst.
Yeah, it looks brilliant.
But I'm glad you like it.
I'm glad you went with that Batgirl as well.
Oh, okay, good. I was wondering what people would think of that, because I know she's usually all black in the movie.
Yeah, of the two Batgirls, I think that one's definitely the better of the two figures. I like that colour costume much better. It just looks so cool, and the head's less big as well. The head's massive on the New Adventures one. Like, even compared to the actual animated series, it's just massive.
Yeah, it's like a lollipop.
Yeah, honestly, it is. Yeah, it is like a lollipop. But it's a beautiful, beautiful photo, that one. And where's the other one I was looking for? There it is. Batman Forever picture as well.
Yes, this is my biggest, guilty nostalgic pleasure Batman movie. That even though it's not the greatest, I love it.
I hear a lot of people say it's the closest we're going to get to like an animated live action, and I think that's kind of true. I remember people were saying that Joel Schumacher on set was like saying, "Remember, we're in a cartoon, guys," as they were filming, which is quite interesting.
And I did have the lightheartedness of the animated series, but also had those deep moments where he's struggling with those repressed memories and all that. So I could see it.
My favorite part of this is just the arm on Batman. I think it looks so cool. The pose and how you get that big swaying cape. What cape did you use on him?
That one is the DC Collectibles the Batcycle Batman.
Oh, okay. That's quite impressive because it's such a like rigid cape considering it's got articulation.
That was honestly the part that took the longest. Everything else was pretty decent if I got the lighting right. But the Batman pose, of course. And that's why I'm always so impressed when I see a good picture that you do with the cape pose, because I know that takes a long time.
Yeah, that cape is a nightmare sometimes, and it should be better than it is. It's a strange cape. It really is.
At least we got anything from them.
True. Yeah, true. I love the arms on the Riddler as well. It looks really cool, and
I knew that was the part I had to get right, because that's one of the most memorable parts of the poster. Jim Carrey's wildness. Yeah,
Jim Carrey's just went nuts in that movie. Didn't
he hammed it up.
Even by his standards, he went nuts. But nice that we got the Two-Face, the proper Two-Face now. to go in that picture. Yeah, looks cool. That would have been possible a year ago.
Yes. Thank goodness again, DC Collectibles. She came through.
I mean, these two characters here are my two favourite heroes ever, two favourite versions of those heroes ever as well. So really enjoyed this one. And I've noticed that, just quickly going to skip over to this picture as well. You've been doing a lot of pictures that are more sort of outdoors on streets and things, and that has definitely inspired me to do a few pictures as well.
Well, that's your Mayfex one is killer that you showed us last week. And I mean, that's what inspired me to go out and do it again. It's like, it's just, there's something about if you get the scale looking decent on an outside shot where it just looks that much better.
Yeah. And
you don't have to worry about the depth.
It's just the lights as well. And they look really nice.
I give that all to my camera.
Where do these
that's actually right outside my door.
Oh, really? Cool.
Yes. So I live extremely close to major streets, and that's why sometimes you'll hear the loud paramedics or a motorcycle. But I usually get up around 3 or 4 in the morning because I don't need that much sleep, and also the pain kind of makes it rough. So I discovered this when I got the new camera and was going through all the stuff, and the night sight, I learned about the exposure, and I remember we learned a lot about exposure from Yin Keat when we had him on. Yeah. So I kept that in mind, and I've been really enjoying actually like what you talked about, and that's why I was really interested in hearing your story when you were learning about your camera. And there's actually a lot to learn, and we didn't really know. We were just pointing and clicking before, but now we have some kind of grasp.
Yeah, no, definitely. I think they're fantastic, and I really, really enjoy the colours, and the colours just look fantastic.
I gotta say, I agree with you though, and it's like as hard as it is for me, and because I'm such a purist, like that Batman design is just almost unbeatable. It's just so cool.
It is so cool. Those two together are just the best looking figures that you're ever gonna find. It just looks
the most iconic heroes ever in the world.
They actually are, and just fantastic.
Wonder Woman's missing, but she's up there.
Yeah, she's been there this week.
Yeah,
she's in and around the Watchtower.
That almost was like a Jimi Hendrix line. All along the Watchtower.
Oh yeah, she's in and around the vicinity, along with a few other League members as well. We've got Hawk Girl there. Looking very, very cool as always. Hawk Girl's fantastic.
This was a golden hour pick.
So this one as well. So we've been doing some more Joker pictures.
Yes.
Yeah.
And this one I wanted to do more of a by the rule symmetrical shot, and I thought like the contrast of the arrows, the two pointing in, some pointing right out at Joker, and I like the depth that the stairs gave, and I just tried to make it more symmetrical, but draw your gaze toward the center.
Yeah.
And that's. I'm just trying to mess around and do like sometimes it's fun to break the rules, and sometimes it's stuff to just see what people, photographers. I don't consider myself one, but it's fun to try.
How are you finding that subway set?
I highly, highly, highly recommend it because just for creativity alone and having a place like, this is the villain station, this is where all the villains go, or you can make it a Joker scene, and just the stairs alone add a bunch that you could do, of course, with Joker. And you actually get, with all extreme sets, he gives you way more than you actually will probably ever use, as you've experienced. Like, he's very good. He gives you your money's worth and then some. Yeah. So, I of all of them, this is my favorite. I know I probably get the most use out of the bank and the apartment complex looking one, but this is more fun for just creating depth, learning how to create depth, I think, and also being creative with what you do with it.
Yeah, I think just the fact that it looks like a really cool street scene as well. We've got another alternate picture as well there with the Soap Studio Joker.
Yes, I wanted that to be like the meme kind of, but be also. No,
it looks brilliant, and the set looks fantastic. I love the blur on that to create more depth as well, and that's something that I know I've been messing around to see that you have too. So.
Oh, I've been more inspired by it than ever since I've been hearing about you and Lewis talk about it, and when we share that kind of stuff. So it's fun to research and learn from others.
Messing around with the depth is good fun. It really is, and it's amazing how a bit of blur can make it look like it's just a massive scene, and it's pretty flat as well. I don't know how most of the scenes I do are quite flat. It's just that trickery of camera sometimes that can be good fun.
But you got those photography skills up the sleeve.
So I wanted to talk about this as well. So especially the smoke effects. Like, how did you get the smoke effects on that?
Okay, so this one I flooded it with light on the edges, and I have two rectangular things that came with a Diamond Select action figure, and I did that to block off the light so it wasn't so harsh on Scarecrow, but so that it would give me a good amount on the smoke. And I used the atmosphere aerosol, and I did a picture like this before, and I'm hoping people don't think it's a repost, but it's a new shot, and I made sure to put all the new stuff in the background so people could distinguish it. But it's just like what we talked about last week too. There's certain things I want to redo now that I got better equipment, and just make it look better.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I know. Yeah, we were talking about that in the last episode as well. You know, it's just fun to redo things that you've done before, but try and improve on it. There's, you know, it's stealing your own idea. There's nothing wrong with that.
No, just nicking myself.
Just rip off yourself. Yeah. No one can moan at you then.
No, which thankfully.
Talking of moaning, so we're going to reach the subject
that we've all been talking about. I love that you started with the moaning.
So there's been a lot of very, very bitter people that used to get free figures from Mattel, coincidentally. It's not been unnoticed. They are very bitter about the fact that McFarlane have the new license. Well, I'm very happy they do because I actually like this figure, but what do you think of it?
Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts. This figure, I'm happy with it because I am a toy collector and I've been invested in the animated series line for 3 to 4 years now. And so I have every version of Batman they've made. And I have the authentic screen, like jump off the screen version of Batman, which is awesome. However, I was kind of worried when we heard that they were good, when you first broke the news on this podcast that they were doing an animated version of certain figures. I was worried, okay, well, are they just going to do the same thing? Because that would be kind of like, okay, we're just going to buy the same thing with maybe varying articulation. However, they did their own take on it, their own spin on it, which looks like honestly like a hybrid of the first BTAS, TMBA, and a little bit of Justice League as well. Yeah. So, and they also give you a different grapple hook, which you didn't have before, but they also have used in the show, which that's really cool. And they also give you a batarang. It's kind of thick. Here, where's the camera on this? It's kind of a thicker.
That is a thick batarang. It's going to do some damage.
And oh yeah,
I love that grapple gun.
Yeah, it's awesome, and it actually is from the show.
Love that. I love that they painted the buttons on it and everything. I love that. That's the kind of thing that DC collectibles would skimp on, like just painting the buttons or something.
Oh, you guys could do it yourself. You're customized.
No. Yeah, it's just such
here's a look. And it is beautiful. The one thing I tried to move the upper thigh a little bit, and the leg pops off. It doesn't break.
Okay.
It does pop off a little bit. It's a little easy. I'm not worried about it, but I just want to let you know it is a little easy.
I think that is a general sort of McFarlane issue, isn't it? I had that problem with the Wolf figure that I got from Fortnite. Yeah, that problem. I can't remember what the name is. People probably screaming at me down the mic, but yeah, it's the Wolf figure. That
it's in the tip of my head too. I can't remember. Yeah. But the only it's hard to enjoy this. I don't like this look with the ratchet. I think that you're just gonna have to figure out ways to hide it. That doesn't look great. Not the best, but I mean, it does kind of lock in, so you don't have to worry about your joints slipping if they're loose. So it's give and take. Overall, I think the articulation's awesome. And I know that you'll like it. That they have a diaphragm joint instead of an ab.
Yes,
it looks a lot smoother. It looks more true to the show.
Yeah, anyone who tells me that ab crunch is worse than the DC Collectibles one is a liar, because that DC Collectibles one is just disgusting.
I'm gonna do more experimenting and see if he fits in or can look like he appears to fit in the Batmobile and Batwing and Batpod and all that. Yeah. And see how he compares in different video. But so far, this is not a bad figure. And if you, like us, have collected all the Batman animated versions, you're thinking, okay, they can't really come up with a different Batman. This is a cool, Elseworld looking Batman. Just like Dark Knight Returns Batman. He's not really that big. He doesn't look like a tank, but it's just a cool different variant.
And ultimately, you're paying $20 for it. You know,
It's cheap.
Yeah,
It's cheap.
DC collectibles are like $30 now, aren't they? So
one Mezco with shipping is around $100. I got 5 figures of high quality for that. From
I think a bit of perspective has to be had at some point.
Definitely.
It's very important to keep your perspective on it. So, yeah. I think it looks really good, and I like also. I've just flipped the camera. I'm actually going to flip it back to talk about these two.
This is a purposeful pose of articulation.
I mean, it looks good. I really do like that ab crunch on the Batman.
I love it because I like that it's low. And at first, I was worried because I didn't think that it would be able to crunch. But the way they set it up, you could tell they actually thought about it and how it would look in photos, and it looks almost seamless.
Yeah.
This is my favorite Superman ever.
He looks cool.
This guy
man.
is so good looking. His emblem alone in person, it looks way better. This camera doesn't do it any justice.
Yeah,
and it looks like a NECA sculpt. Look at the back of the neck even. You can see like muscles flexed in there.
Yeah, it's really
nice. Gives the illusion of movement. He comes with extra hands, nothing else. But they do come with stands, and he has a flight stand, so he can look like he's flying.
Yeah.
So these two are my favorite thus far.
Yeah, I think that's a solid decision.
Let me give you a scale look right now because I have the Batpod Batman.
Oh yes, that's a good point.
So here's a scale look.
Yeah, I really
small.
I said it about the Superman animated one, and I'd say it about the Batman. I just love the big, broad shoulders. I think that's something DC Collectibles didn't quite get until the Justice League animated ones, because the early ones don't have that big, broad shoulder look, which the others do.
Here is the Batman, and he's a solid third right now.
It looks good. I love that massive emblem. Very Dark Knight Returns. Looked fantastic.
Here's the thing that you were looking forward to.
I like the grapple gun. Does it bend and twist to whatever shape you need it to?
It's kind of stiff, but I mean, you could get creative and do different things with it too.
Yeah. Here's
this version of the comic version. It almost looks like a Ben Affleck emblem.
Yeah, it does.
And it's also very thick.
Yeah, and those batarangs are pretty ugly, I'm not going to lie.
I also want to show you this because now the DC Essential line might be a little bit more attractive because this is the DC Essential Joker and it fits almost perfect.
See, they look good together. The DC Essentials Batman is a horrible figure, 100% horrible, and that looks really good.
Yeah, I'm really happy that I got this guy now.
Yeah.
At least I can scale with him.
It's a good point.
The two I haven't opened. This is the Harley, and I still think that people getting upset about it is ridiculous because it's new from the newest show on DC Universe.
Agreed. Yeah, I'm with you on that.
And I like the face. The face looks good.
I really like that Harley. I love the accessories too. It looks good.
And anytime you can get a bang gun and another hammer, I'm a happy camper. And this probably is going to be up to number 2 on my list as soon as I open it because
I love that one.
Sick.
Absolutely love that figure. I mean, that looks like the only thing that I'm annoyed about is the hands. I wish they'd have gone with the black hands rather than the skin hands, which is a shame. But otherwise,
now we have
a phenomenal figure.
Now we officially have 2 different versions of this. Is the one with hair.
I love that they've done that and not gone for the old John Stewart look. I love that they've gone for the JLU look. It looks brilliant.
And look at that mean face. You're not going to mess with this dude.
Yeah, I love that.
He looks pissed.
Yeah, absolutely love that figure.
So that's all of the McFarlane I got. That's all I saw. And it's weird because on the back of the box, here's what the shows us back. So you can see they got the Harley Quinn, and they only released like half the figures from each wave. I didn't see any Armored. I didn't see the Raptor. I didn't see Arrow.
Yeah.
If I saw the Hellbat, I would have grabbed 2 or 3.
Hellbat looks so sick. He looks so cool. Yeah, Hellbat looks magnificent. But they're very cool figures, those ones. I can't wait to see their movie Harley Quinn.
Yes.
So today, SH Figure Arts have revealed their movie Harley Quinn. Oh my god, it looks absolutely sensational.
They have a whole head sculpt just for the sucker. That's so crazy.
Yeah, it looks absolutely sensational. I'm going to try and quickly find a picture of it as we speak. But I really do love the look of that one.
And I love their first one, the figure art. So I think I'm just going to get that one. Might get the McFarlane, but who knows? Now,
it's fantastic.
My overall thoughts, though, are I think it's going to be a give and take. I don't like the Superman. I just don't like the way it looks. And I know that that's just for me. I know different people love it, and that's good. That's why they make different versions.
Yeah.
Overall, I'm looking forward to what McFarlane does. The biggest downfall is it's like, if only they could have done 6-inch and they would match with everything perfectly, seamlessly.
Yeah.
But if anything, at least give people a way to hone up their skill on force perspective. Really.
Yes.
So look at it that way. Get creative.
Yeah, get creative with it and do something a little different. And that just very quickly while we're talking about it, just to get that done and over with.
The roller skates look so cool.
I mean, that is one hell of a cool figure. Really is.
It's gonna be God.
I think I might be getting that one. They've probably beat us to it. I mean, that's only it's only $49.99 on Comics and Cocktails. Go and buy it. I probably think I will. I honestly think SH Figure Arts are really reasonable in their prices. I really do.
I love them.
Yeah.
There's just sometimes they're a little smaller.
Yeah, that is true. That is true.
And I know that's people's biggest hang-up sometimes.
Yeah, true. Wonderful figure, though. Yeah, looks fantastic.
So, for those of you watching or listening and they're wondering, okay, I'm not seeing any McFarlane figures where I am. Yeah. What's the actual date they're supposed to be out? This is the story. So I saw these guys out and they were being put out at Target. And so I walked up and I just grabbed them, go up to self-checkout, and it says, can't buy, register locked. So I'm like, what the heck? And like even Todd McFarlane released on his own Instagram, these are out. They're officially out to be bought. So I had to talk to the manager. I had to talk to another person. And I was like, look, the Todd McFarlane says they're out. People are buying them everywhere. You yourselves are putting them out. Did you not want people to buy them? I didn't ask for someone to go get them back. So eventually I got them bought, but a lot of people are saying it's officially supposed to be out on the 19th of this month.
Yeah.
At Target. And then GameStop's still saying February 3rd. So if you're looking around and that's what you're not seeing anything, that's why. But hopefully you're able to find them.
Yeah, I've seen a few people that have been out and brought them. I know the retailer I always get from, we just mentioned Comics and Cocktails, I always get the Multiverse from there. I've pre-ordered the animated wave already and brought that. They're quoting January/February. So hopefully soon. Forbidden Planet are saying 12th of January. Don't listen to them, they're morons. They probably won't even get any stock of them in at all.
We've devoted a lot of time to talking about them.
Yeah, Forbidden Planet, great if you go in store, useless if you buy online, like completely useless. Yeah, it's like a chocolate fire guard, but they're not very good. Looking forward to getting them though. Yeah, really excited, and definitely will be buying more than just the animated wave. I'm looking forward to seeing that Batman Who Laughs. I want to see someone do some pictures of him.
The Batgirl, Batman Who Laughs, and the Hellbat look like some of the best that we've seen in years.
Yes, love that Batgirl as well. Yeah, she's fantastic. I think all this wave is genuinely great. I like the Armored Superman. He just looks so evil. I want to do him fighting Ares. Yeah. They look cool fighting.
He also looks like one of those Japanese robots from like the anime.
Yeah.
So that's
cool. I think that's perhaps maybe why they're doing some of these figures. It just appeals to a different market. And
it's finally something different. How many times can you just get the same Superman?
Exactly.
This is another get I got, by the way, because you inspired me to go all the way in on it. And since you're taking a leap of faith, I got the V for Vendetta from Bullethead.
It looks.
I haven't even taken him out.
Yeah,
he looks pretty cool. And now that I see this in person, I definitely want to see the Joker.
Yeah, Joker's brilliant. It was weird when it arrived. I don't know if you thought the same thing. The packaging is so uninspiring, but then when you open it, it's like, oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty basic. I also got 2 more gets, actually. Let me grab them real quick.
Oh, nice.
Fill the airtime, Scott. Fill it in.
Yes, well, I'd like to say we were talking about comics and cocktails. Here is their website. Check it out. They've got all the multiverse that up there for pre-order. All of it's still in stocks pre-order. Go and check them out because, like I say, they've helped me out quite a lot. Either they're more Kapow toys for all the multiverse figures that you could possibly imagine.
Which that's actually pretty good that you let them know that.
Yeah,
okay.
Kapow toys are cheap as well, by the way. Very cheap.
That's always good. But not cheap like they're going to break. Just help them.
No, yeah. A good kind of cheap, yeah.
Okay, so speaking of something that's not cheap, it's cheap if you find it in the wild, but as soon as you buy it, it's basically like finding a $100 bill. I've had 2 Mandalorians. Like, and this show has been exploding, and they just put these out, and it's pretty. I'm going to keep on to these because I know this is going to be a good investment. The Star Wars figures. I know that you love the desert shot, Scott, so I won't do any desert.
No, do some desert shots. Yeah, like, get out and do some desert pictures. Yeah, no, I just think it's a very cool looking figure. It's just a shame people are a bit more interested with it. I'd love to see you do some. Love to see you do some Batman pictures with him or something. Like do something different. Like it'd be quite cool to see.
Yeah, because one of them is I'm going to open. The other one's going to be an investment, just like the DC. That's any DC collectibles figure they make now. I'm buying 2. I cannot believe how much the price goes up. It's a joke.
They have rocketed up. The only figure I got from that is the New Adventures Batman. I still got him in packet. I only brought him because I knew the joints would go floppy on the other one, which they have, but I'm not opening the other one. They do look so cool in packet sometime. I mean, I'd never, ever, ever tell anyone to buy a figure to keep in the packet. Yeah. You know, it's an action figure. Rip the box open and enjoy it, but sometimes they do look cool, especially the animated ones. I mean, that beautiful background they have on them. I love those. Yeah. Like the old blister packs just look so cool.
Yes, it makes me miss it. And I mean,
yeah,
if you saw something like this, and especially with Batman,
I mean, that does
like,
really
how could
cool.
you not? It's golden.
I mean, I mean, granted, that I hate like Disney and that, but that does look really cool.
That's why we're friends.
Yeah, it looks. It does look quite cool in the packet. I like the gold on that. It looks nice. Just gives that more exclusive feel.
Enough about me. We need to hear about your gets.
Yeah, well, we were talking about this kind of last week, and I've this week more than ever been buying older figures. I haven't really bought anything new, which is why I'm excited for the McFarlane stuff, because I've not really been excited for anything new for a while. So I've been just picking up loads of old figures, trying to get stuff for good prices on eBay and all that. So with the release of Titan Season 2, which is actually out today in the UK, so I'm trying to catch up on Season 1. Yeah, well, I'm off not from next week, the week after, so I'll be watching it. I'm still trying to catch up on Season 1 so far, enjoying watching that again, and trying to play Arkham City at the same time. That's been fun.
That's like the ultimate relaxation time.
But yeah, picked up this figure, the Donna Troy Mattel.
What figure is that?
So it's the DC Universe Classics figure from Mattel, back when they made some amazing figures.
That looks beautifully done. It almost looked exactly like her on the show.
It does, yeah. It looks really
body
good.
type wise.
The only nitpick I've got is the scale is a little bit off. She needs to be taller. She needs to be a little bit taller. But given that it's based on unofficially like a 6.5 inch, 7 inch wave, she's more like 6 inch or a bit less.
That's a beautiful face sculpt.
It honestly is really nice, and it looks a lot like the Titans outfit she wears on the show. So.
Usually females back in the day when they could always be wonky or iffy, so that actually looks really
good. She just actually looked really cool, and this is a figure. This was one of the best finds that I think I've ever had. So it's a figure that is unbelievably rare. Like I didn't even know it existed. I managed to pick it up for about 18.
That's your specialty.
I picked it up for about 18 quid on eBay. It was released in 2005, I think, or 2004. It's the Titans Ravager figure.
I didn't even know that existed.
Honestly, I didn't. I was just looking around on eBay at Deathstroke figures and saw that pop up, and I was like, "Whoa, that's ridiculous!" So I just bought it instantly.
You're so lucky.
I was like,
especially when you watch
really
it, you're
nice.
While I was watching, I was like, "I wish I had a Ravager figure."
Yeah, it's pretty cool figure. I was looking at the DC Collectibles Supervillains Deathstroke. just searching for him on eBay and came across this, and I was like, oh, it's pretty cool. So yeah, nice figure, that one. They do a Superboy from that wave as well, and the Jericho, or however you pronounce it.
Ooh.
Tempted to get them. They look pretty cool. So this is another one. I got this using a Christmas voucher I was given. Very unpopular decision to get him, I would imagine, among DC fans. But I don't care. I shamelessly enjoyed Leto's Joker. So, and I had that Mezco Harley for ages and needed an excuse to photograph her. So, got him. And he comes with that
guy in my card a lot.
And he comes with a super cool alternate
that you can
switch out. Yeah. I'm going to try and get that neck peg out so I can put a Batman head or something on it.
Oh!
See if I can do that.
Dang, that's not all, is that?
No, there's a few more. So this is a stunning Mattel figure. Old figure.
Classic. That's a classic.
Picked up from a local comic book store near to me. Now I can't remember the life of it, what it's called, the store, but it's in Hanley, place called Hanley. If anybody knows.
I've never seen a figure. I've never seen a figure that old that has that style that diaphragm joint.
Yeah, honestly, it's brilliant. And the main reason I brought it because it's probably what the Pattinson Batsuit's going to look like, and it looks really, really damn cool. It's kind of like a Hush suit. It looks beautiful figure, absolutely beautiful figure, and yeah,
that's a good call, actually.
Really, really like that figure. Yeah, again, a classic Mattel Batman line figure. The final two figures that I've got, first year appearance Mattel figure, really like that one.
Dang, busted that out of nowhere.
I got a cracking price for that one on eBay. Really, really nice figure. It just looks so
cool. He wore purple before the joke.
Yeah, he did. I love the blue on the inside of the cape as well. It looks really nice, and you can really get Justice League animated vibes off him. And the pistol that he comes with is fantastic. Back when Batman used to use guns back in the day.
Believe it or not, kiddos. Believe it or not.
Yeah, it happened. It happened.
I feel like that figure allows for opportunity for a lot of cool lighting.
Yeah, it does. And funnily enough, actually, the lighting was a pain trying to do this picture that I've done for him, which I'll upload next week, possibly. The last figure, before we talk about another head sculpt I've got, this is freaking awesome. This is the DC Universe Classics Mr. Freeze.
Whoa. Look at the gun, there's ice dripping off of it.
Stunning figure. I mean, look at the backpacks, the ice tank on the back is the same. You can see at the feet as well. He's got the beautiful paint details.
Heavy duty,
magnificent as well. He reminds me of the Arkham Origins Mr. Freeze a lot. That's why I brought him. And again, I got him and the Batman together on eBay for a cracking price. So,
you know what I think about first time I look at him is he looks a lot like what the Mezco looks like. They want to try to style it like.
Yeah.
They should.
Yeah, and
very similar.
He looks great.
I love the gun has ice on it because I feel like that'd be really realistic. You'd be having ice all over that bad boy.
It's fantastic. Yeah, it really is a fantastic figure. I couldn't believe how detailed he was. I mean, Mattel, like, how can they go from making stuff like this to some of the stuff they made towards the end of their license? It genuinely is such a shame, and it's a beautiful figure. And the final thing that picked up this week, I want to say a big thank you to Action Figure Customs and Vinfaith Custom for the stunning Keaton head on the neck.
It's so funny that we talked about that on last show. Yeah, where I was just saying what collectors would say, being nitpicky, and boom.
Yeah, it looks so stunning. The paint job he did on that. This paint job he did on it is just sensational. Yeah, Vincent did a cracking job. So
it looks like a hot toy.
Does, yeah. I think it's literally the hot toy head shrunk down. I don't know how Action Figure Customs does it. I honestly don't know. But yeah, the cape is from GP Slot. Fantastic cape as well. Yeah,
awesome.
Beautiful figure. I love the ears on it.
And there's like the perfect amount of gloss.
Yeah, and you can see it blends in at the back nicely with the cape.
You are so stinking lucky. I don't think anyone has a cooler, definitive collection than you do in terms of hair.
I'd like to try and be serious. I'd like to try and be diverse. Probably something that purposely noticed lately, trying to do less purely animated and mix everything up a little bit more. Just try and be more interesting.
Well, with your skills and your camera, and now all these awesome figures, it's a service for everyone.
I think the camera's been the biggest change. Just it allows for more of these kind of pictures, like more realistic movie pictures and stuff. So, yeah, just trying to do something different for a change.
That stinking Batman head sculpt is so sick.
It's pretty cool. Yeah,
like
did a cracking
this
job.
right here. Oh, does it get any better? Especially because you have such an official cape with it.
Yeah,
and the way the head looks actually slim and not the big old lollipop head.
Well, what I like is the action figure customs when he cast it. The actual head is perfect for the NECA figure. Like the black casting that he used on it, perfect. So you don't actually need to paint that at all. It's just all the natural cast color because it blends so nicely, and you can see those like highlights that you can get on it, which is exactly like the movie itself, and it's perfectly accurate. So,
perfect amount of gloves.
Vincent painted in sort of the cowl opening and the eyes as well, and obviously the bat symbol on the chest. So,
I like it better than the regular NECA.
Yeah, that regular NECA one's amazing, but the scale of that one just seems slightly better. It sits on the shoulders quite nicely.
Yeah, this looks sleek.
Yeah.
Oh man. So is that it in terms of new figs? I mean,
that's
I know I said that's it, but that's all.
Photographing it is the big pain now. I'm trying to think of ideas for all these for these figures, which is going to be interesting. I'll try and find the time to take some pictures, but yeah, that's everything. And
this has been a good week.
I think honestly, out of all of them, that Mr. Freeze is probably my favourite. Out of the new figures, the Keaton figure is probably my second favourite figure overall ever. But I think that Mr. Freeze has been my favourite that I've got.
And it also looks a lot like that Mezco, but you're not going to have to wait a few years.
Yeah, I probably will actually get the Mezco, even though I don't like it that much. I'll probably end up getting it just because it looks like the origins of Mr. Freeze, and it'll go nice with that Batman. But yeah, that Mr. Freeze is amazing. It's one of those figures, where like you see it floating around here and there, and it's a lot of money, and then you see one pop up for a good price, and you're like, yeah, I'm gonna get it. It just looks so cool.
Especially doing what we do now. Before it'd be like easier, like, I don't really need it.
Yeah.
But, okay, so you kind of mentioned it in terms of the new figures coming out, and we got a new trailer showing her off a little bit more, and we got some other surprises that we've been calling for it, and we finally got it. So, Scott, what do you think of the new Birds of Trade trailer?
It looks good. Yeah, we've seen a little bit more of Huntress. I've seen pictures of her wearing a mask, and
what?
I actually saw a picture of Huntress wearing a mask. Saw that leaked.
Yes,
which is good. It'll probably be towards the end of the movie, I imagine, when she's fully developed as a character. And we've seen Black Mask's mask as well. I gotta say, he looks very cool in the mask,
especially his suit.
The suit works well with it. All the bling and stuff that's on there, it works quite well with it. I quite like it.
It'll be cool on a figure, a little detail.
Yeah, definitely. And yeah, the fact that McFarlane are doing that figure and SH figure art, so I think we're going to get a Black Mask figure as well, which is quite interesting and very promising. So yeah, I think it looks great so far. I'm not going to lie. It looks pretty great. I'm looking forward to seeing it. Lots of colour, but I think it's going to be a dark movie as well, which is fantastic. What do you reckon to it?
I am liking what I see so far. I'm really liking what I see so far. And it's funny because in Suicide Squad, her accent would go in and out of like trying to talk like Harley Quinn actually, or just sounding like a normal person. So it's nice to hear her actually using the accent throughout. Hopefully she's committed to that. And she's a great actress, so I'm sure she will. But overall, I like the costumes. I like the color. Don't know anything about the storyline, but everything I'm seeing so far I like. And I really want that Black Mask figure now.
Yeah, Black Mask looks good. He does look very good. Even
the action, I mean, if you look at the trailer for the new Black Widow movie, and they show the little action scene, it looks goofy. It just looks goofy. That scene where Harley Quinn's on roller skates and jumps into the car looks really, really slick and good. Like looks realistic.
Yeah.
Surprisingly enough. So I'm pretty interested in it. And now that you said that you saw pictures of Huntress of the Mask, that intrigues me a lot. So I'm going to be Googling that one.
Yeah, it's been floating in and around online and mainly on Instagram, of course, as ever. But yeah, it looks good and really excited about it. Yeah, I can't wait to see some more from.
Hey, we don't have to wait too long.
Yeah, what is it? 7th of February, 8th of February. It's out.
Yes.
Looking forward to that. Yeah, can't wait to see it.
And then another movie.
Yeah,
that has been having some things leak a little bit.
Yes.
What do you think about it? Have you seen it? The images of Bruce Wayne?
I have, yeah. I gotta say, the images of Bruce Wayne that look okay. I mean, don't really know anything about it. I'm not really going to judge it until we see the story. But I love the look of the cars and the TV vehicle, very Batman '89-esque, and the actual location. Like, I don't think that anyone's really talked about that, but the actual street that they're filming on looks really cool. You can tell it's like an old London street, like a Gotham,
like cobblestone,
Gothic sort of street. You know, it looks really, really good. Yeah, quite like that. Looks fantastic. So, yeah, looking forward to seeing it. I'm not sure about the Penguin though. I'm not quite sure he looks like the Penguin.
Yeah,
you
need to get Penguin.
I think Penguin is a character where you do need to go for the short, fat guy, literally,
and ugly.
Like
deformity.
And then you've got Colin Farrell. It doesn't quite.
It's sexy Penguin.
Yeah, it is. But then again, we've got Tom Hardy is a great Bane, and he isn't anything like the character you'd expect. So who knows?
Yeah,
not going to judge that too harshly. But
now, did you see the image of Robert Pattinson on the dirt bike motorcycle thing?
Yeah, very interesting.
Did that give you vibes of any figure you had?
It did, yeah. Like the 0 year figure, I think is the one that came to mind because of the motorbike. But it looks good, yeah. What do you think of it so far? I think it looks good, or not sure.
I even like the color palette that he's wearing and stuff. It gives me sort of the grungy browns of the animated series, and also it gives me kind of a feel of a Batman Begins style look, and also the year one.
Yeah.
So I like it. I'm liking how it looks, and just that chin alone, it looks like he's gonna look like a modern comic version of Batman come to life.
Yeah. I think we're only weeks away from finding out about the suit now as well, which is exciting.
Hopefully we get some figures with it.
That's the hope, isn't it? Yeah, and I'm really looking forward to seeing what they do. I hope they don't go for the Noel Batman suit. It's an unpopular opinion, but I hate it. I think it looks disgusting, that suit. I don't like it. But
I don't think it would translate.
No, I think the Hush suit would be brilliant to see.
It's like wearing a poncho with a bat.
Yeah,
it's not even a cape.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, I'm not keen on that bat suit at all. Really, it makes a great figure. The DC Collectibles figure, good, but
and it looks cool.
Not a fan of that for a movie suit. It looks too homemade. I don't like it very much.
That's a good way to put it. That's actually really good.
That if you're going to do a new Batsuit, something different, that's the one we want to see. We want to see that Batsuit, that exact suit with a bit darker blue. But it looks that something like that would be quite cool to see.
And lit in shadow.
Yeah, yeah, something cool like that. Or if they're going to something like an Arkham Asylum suit,
Oh, can you give us some news on that? Because you posted that there's an emblem, and I didn't hear too much about that. But
yeah, so
the video game.
They've sort of teased it, haven't they? I mean, it's Capture the Night is the sort of teaser that they're using, and Warner Brother Games Montreal it is that are making this game. I'm going to get their page up right now. So they've been teasing all these sort of emblems here. Tease that emblem. That was the previous emblem, and it was teased. Capture the Night as the caption for it. I reckon, just off a complete wild guess, I think it's going to be something like League of Assassins and Court of Owls, with a few of the villains like going in to capture Batman. I think that's literally what it's going to be. The movie, everybody wants to try and capture Batman to get him to work for their society or whatever. I think that could be the idea of the game. Very similar to Origins, I think, in the way that they're gonna make it. I hope we get some cool boss battles, and and also if they are gonna do a Batman game, thank you for doing a Batman game, not a Justice League game, because I don't think a Justice League game would work very well. I love the focused in Batman games. They're freaking brilliant.
Yes, I like to feel like I'm claustrophobic going through like the shaft of an air.
Yeah, and then also I hope they make it part of the Arkhamverse, as in they don't sort of take that origin story and then make their own thing from there. Keep it as part of the Arkhamverse.
Yes, please.
Because it just confused things, very sort of DC EU-esque, where it changes timeline and everything. Please don't do that, because Arkham Origins, it is a part of the Rocksteady Arkhamverse. It is, they talk about previous battles in Arkham Knight that have happened in Origins, obviously with the Firefly story, the Deathstroke story.
Yeah.
They talk about these things in there. And Penguin in Arkham City, they purposely work in things in Origins that are used in Arkham City. So don't mess with the timeline unless you're fitting it into the timeline. Don't change it.
You heard him.
Make it after Arkham Knight or make it after Origins, but don't mess with the timeline and make your own thing and ruin it. So, looks good. I mean, seen a lot of speculation that Troy Baker and Roger Craig Smith are going to return for their roles, which would be great if they do, because they did a great job in the first one. Even though Conroy and Hamill are obviously the two main ones, but I think they both did a cracking job in Origins, so wouldn't have any problems with them coming back.
Do you have any idea when they're possibly thinking of releasing it, or is this just like?
No, not sure, and that's the frustrating part at the moment, which is a big shame. But hopefully we find out soon. It's good that it hasn't gone totally quiet, which is a very sort of DC-esque habit. They tease something and it goes silent for months.
And PS5's coming out soon, so hopefully it can all line up.
Yes, definitely.
I know I'm getting a PS5 because it's backwards compatible, and I could just get all the Arkham games.
I'll probably be getting a PS5 too. I'm not gonna lie. But,
it's a must.
I'm really excited about it, and I hope it's good. Really hope it's good.
Okay, so far we've covered our weeks. We've covered new gets. We've covered media. Is there anything else we got?
Generally, I don't think so. I think that's pretty much everything. We've seen a few nice figure reveals. Obviously, talked about the SH figure arts. I really like the Mezco stealth suit Spider-Man. Very nice figure. I was actually quite impressed with that. I might actually get that because it looks quite cool.
Ladies and gentlemen, mark this day down. Yeah. He said he might get a Marvel Mezco.
It's very strange. We've got 1/12 day coming up on Sunday. The Mezco 1/12 day, which I did actually accidentally taken 2 pictures for it and then realised we're doing the weekend theme. So I'm going to make it one. So it'll be 1/13 day for me. Everyone else can enjoy 1/12 day. I'll do my own thing on Monday, I think. Maybe.
It'll probably look better than most. Just say it.
I'll just play them in a different time zone or something.
Yeah, you could be like them. They take your pre-order and you never know when they're doing it. So you'd be like, I'll get around to 1/12 day when I get to
it. One figure we did accidentally gloss over a little bit because of the new year was the KG Beast from Mezco 1/12, which looks horrendous. I really don't like that figure at all.
Yeah.
The arms just look terrible.
I think the accessories it comes with are cool, but those arms look weird.
Yeah, the arms look like the joint in those elbows. I'm going to try and get the picture on the screen here.
It's like an extended elbow.
Yeah, the joint in those elbows looks awful. I can't even get it into the picture.
Oh, look at that. Just like a ball.
Yeah, it just looks absolutely horrendous. I mean, look at that. Oh, well, okay, it's got completely off the screen. It just,
they don't want you making.
Why is it doing that? There we go. Yeah, it's Mezco putting a filter on it. It just looks absolutely horrible how that joint does. It's awful. Yeah, not a fan of that at all. But
still, got it for cheap.
More
Look at those pre-orders.
Yeah. But yeah, really, really excited to see what else is going to be coming out. And love that new Mafex figure, the Dark Knight battle damaged Mafex figure. Looks really, really cool.
We're gonna have to pace ourselves.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of spending over the new year, unfortunately. But yeah,
remember,
really
toy
excited.
Companies, we will do this for free too.
So there's one last thing I wanted to get your opinion out live on air.
Yeah,
so I'm very, very tempted to get to dip into a Hot Toys figure. Not going to say which one, but I'm very tempted to get it. And I'm not sure. Obviously, scale-wise, it's going to be a challenge, but I'd probably take it outside and do some real-world pictures instead and just substitute them for a diorama. But really tempted to get into the Hot Toys world.
I don't blame you one bit. In fact, I saw a NECA Batman and Robin, the old TV version, at the 12-inch version.
Yes, yeah.
And I was tempted to get that because it was a good deal. And then I thought, like, that we normally think diorama. Like, what would I do with it?
Yeah.
So I talked myself out of it. But I think if it's like a natural progression almost, especially as you get the skill and you got the tools.
There's a degree of inevitability. Like the really honest, like genuinely, there is. As much as you try and hold back, that almost makes it even more tempting that you try and hold back from it.
So, it doesn't help that we follow people like Lee of like the geek.
Oh yeah,
massive geek who takes pictures that he does.
The picture he did today was just ridiculous. By the way, that Joker and Harley.
Brilliant, really
fantastic picture. Yeah, and there's so many cool ones like 1/6 shooter that we've had on the show. Unbelievable pictures that he takes.
Yeah.
I love the
Eye of Latu.
Knights of Gotham as well. I love his black and white pictures that he does.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah, just so beautiful. He does them all in black and white with edits a bit of colour and like the Arkham City artwork.
We might have to get him on.
Beautiful picture. Yeah, it'd be fantastic to speak to him because he's got some beautiful pictures, especially of Hot Toys. And I had some really cool people on. And
I think I have a guess of which one you're thinking of, but I'll hold it in.
Yeah.
I'll talk to you after.
Yeah.
I think that's good. We covered a lot.
Yeah, there's a lot of new figures we've had this week. New year, and unfortunately, all our resolutions cutting back on spending have gone sort of out the window within the first week.
I spent more on figures this week than last 6 months combined.
Yeah, well, that's the great thing, man. I mean, like the McFarlane figures and all the stuff I've brought, it's not expensive stuff. It's just cheap stuff, but a lot of it, so it's great. And I think that's why I prefer buying these kind of old school sort of like Mattel stuff and that. It's just fun, and why would you?
Such a good figure.
Like for these like 3 figures, it's less than a Mezco for those 3, a lot less than a Mezco. So
we just had 4 Mezco people just disconnect. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, we probably did. We probably genuinely did. So, you can enjoy waiting for your figure for 6, 7 years.
Get back to us.
Much more I rather collect these kind of figures, and I love the old stuff. The old stuff is brilliant. All the old DC Direct stuff, and
even movies, music.
Like everything is just like, everything was better when we were young, and I think that's what it is. Just like buying figures that I could never own when I was a kid.
Yeah, that's actually a good. Yeah, that makes even more sense because I remember there's like, man, when I get old, I'm going to make sure I get that.
Yeah.
So that actually makes sense.
It is, definitely is.
So another thing I wanted to make sure to speak on before we let you guys go and we shut this down is if you want to give to Australia, because we've had a few toy photographers over in Australia, you can get in contact with Lee of That Massive Geek and see what you can do to help him or help out in any way possible. I know he's not in immediate danger where he is. I made sure to reach out, and he's doing all right. But just in general, I'm sure if you want to reach out and find out where you could donate and which areas are most effective, he would be your guide. Yeah. So I want to make sure you do that if you feel obliged.
Yeah, a lot of people doing some great stuff. So Shane Warne auctioned off his Australian cricket hat, the green cap. He auctioned that off. It made over $500,000. Sorry, £500,000 actually, which it's like $600,000, which is ridiculous.
Well, I know Australian money is more than US money. So.
Yeah, just absolutely amazing to raising a lot of money.
That's actually a good point for you guys. If you feel like you don't have enough money to give, like you just give anything because their money goes up in price anyway. Their money's better than ours.
It is. It's certainly better than ours, that's for sure.
That's crazy. Well, any last words?
Yes, well, thank you for indulging in our figure purchases this week. There's been a lot of them. And yeah, big thanks to everyone. Big thanks to everyone that's helped out with them, especially Vin Faith and Action Figure Customs. Big thanks to Kevin of Renegade Customs as well.
Thank you for bringing that up too.
Yeah, massive amount.
Because I have to thank Kevin people. Because my child is due next week. Yeah, he's actually him and his wife, which it humbled me and I almost teared up because it's so nice. They went ahead and they like sent over some clothes and other baby items and like shampoos and all. Basically, they gave me a bunch of information, like a beginner's guide to how to raise a 1/1 scale human. So it took me back. It did really, like what you said before. It's just weird to think sometimes of these pages that we see all the time, right? There's people behind it, but then when people go above and beyond to just be kind, especially in today's world, it kind of sets you back. So yeah, and you've experienced it. Kevin is a top class human being. So again, big thanks to Kevin. And if you're not following him, go check him out again. He's been on our last episode, our previous one. He's at Ranky Customs on Instagram. He's a great guy and a very talented human being. So again, thank you to Kevin.
Yeah, it's easy to get lost in all the hashtags and crap of Instagram, but yeah, there are actual people behind these pages. You know, it's not just there for pictures. You know, there's a lot of humanity that goes on behind the scenes.
Yeah, and most people today, even if you do interact with humans, are just so calloused, and there's not a lot of empathy.
Absolutely,
there's not a lot of empathy to be found out there nowadays. So the fact that these people went out of their way to want to do something nice, and like what you've experienced, it blows you away, and you almost feel like, is this real? But there are people that exist like that, so it's nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, we want to thank you again. We're going to be getting a guest last minute, but I'll make sure we'll get one. I'm sure we'll find one.
We will. We will.
And we'll have one for you on the other side of this. And we hope you enjoy it. But this has been a lot of blast. This has been a lot of fun, especially because we actually had figures to talk about, some new ones that we've been aching for. And again, Scott was right. These are quality. Just get the ones that you need. Don't complain about the ones that you don't need. Yeah. Just get the ones you need and be happy with it.
Yeah. And if you used to get multiverse figures from Mattel and you don't from McFarlane anymore, stop being better. Just because you don't get free figures doesn't mean you have to hate them.
I had to pony up to get this information.
Yeah.
I mean, if you want to send them to McFarlane, please.
Yeah. if you don't like them, don't buy them. And if you do like them, buy them. Take some pictures of them. If not, go do something. If not, go do something else.
Yes. Like do work or something. Who knows?
Yeah.
All right. Well, Scott, this has been a blast, and I'm looking forward to the guests, whoever it may be. So stick around, because on the other side of this, we'll have someone.